MTV's well-known reality TV show, Jersey Shore, thrived on drama and conflict from the day it premiered on 3 December 2009 to its last episode on 20 December 2012. It received criticism primarily for letting verbal and sometimes physical altercations escalate between 8 housemates and propagating a stereotypical depiction of Italian Americans. Regardless, the show became a pop culture phenomenon. It continued in the form of 8 spin-offs as of mid-2023, and its popularity is still strong. Thus, outsiders can reasonably assume that some of the 8 highly strung, young, attractive, and heedless individuals got into trouble with the law over the last 14 years. Fans of the show know some of the arrests ended up on TV and made headlines. Here they are. Where cast members go, conflict seems to follow. They played fast and loose with each other and conflicted with intimate partners, fans, people on the street, and government employees. Unsurprisingly, intoxication and domestic violence were the most common offenses. Audiences viewed the roommates get nearly blackout drunk many times, and being in the same friendship group seemed to push them to do things they wouldn't do alone. Similarly, viewers became invested in many failed relationships, and the disputes sometimes escalated into aggression, especially when cast members were at the end of their tether. However, the most unexpected offense was tax evasion, while the cast member received an apparently hefty salary from MTV. We cover all offenses, starting with the recent ones. Ronnie Ortiz-Magro, who left the show in its 5th season, shocked the fans again when the Los Angeles Police Department announced that they'd arrested him in the city's Playa del Rey section. They were vague about the charges, only stating that he was suspected of breaking the law regarding violence against intimate partners. Ronnie's lawyers, Leonard Levin and Scott E. Lehman, said that they needed more time to investigate the accusation. Unfortunately, law enforcement released no further details about the case, except that his daughter, Ariana, was with him, while his ex-girlfriend, Jan Harley, was in Las Vegas. Thus, the police returned Ariana to her biological mother after his arrest. His girlfriend at the time, Sapphire Matos, whom he dated since the fall of the previous year and who allegedly called the police, defended him. She said that the couple was fine after the ordeal, and that she appreciated the people who reached out. However, Sapphire warned everyone to be careful and respect the couple's privacy, because there was a lot of misleading information. Consequently, Ronnie posted a $100,000 bail at 7:18 p.m., several hours after he was taken to the Van Nuys jail because his charge was changed from a felony to a misdemeanor. Ronnie posted an Instagram afterwards, writing, "I'm grateful for all of my real friends. I take all experiences as lessons." They apparently proved that the misconduct was just a blemish on their otherwise stable relationship by becoming engaged 2 months later in June and throwing an engagement party in October. However, they ended their engagement in July the next year, reportedly after having crazy fights for several months. Ronnie was in big trouble with his April arrest because that was far from being his first time behind bars. His relationship with Jen was highly toxic, involving several court appearances. Most fans remember that he accused her of domestic violence back in 2018, after they started fighting. Jen slapped him in the face and dragged him with her car after he followed her. She was arrested and charged with domestic battery. Although the court eventually dismissed the charge, the story was far from over. Shortly afterwards, Ronnie broke into the family home after they went their separate ways. Their doorbell camera caught his entrance. He threw an object to break the window after Jen refused to let him in. He angrily ransacked the place and smashed their baby daughter's crib. He was accordingly charged with 7 misdemeanors and was in big trouble. Luckily, he accepted a plea deal in May 2020, pleading no contest to domestic battery and resisting arrest charges. His prosecutors still punished him for his misdeeds. Ronnie received 3 years probation, paid $20,000 to a women's shelter, Jewish Family Services of LA, served 30 days of community labor, and completed a year-long domestic violence program. Jen was arrested again in May 2019 for attacking Ronnie during a New Year's Eve party in a Las Vegas club the previous year, but denied all charges. Furthermore, in December 2019, Jen found another woman's cosmetics in their trash can at home and stabbed Ronnie in the eye with an eyeliner. He filed for a temporary restraining order, and the couple decided that only distance would solve their anger issues. It's important to note that Jen had another domestic battery charge from 2016, which was also dismissed. To Las Vegas after the 2019 incident, and they started promoting the sale of their two-floor family home in a Las Vegas gated community. They bought the house for $725,000, but invested in renovations, thus pricing it at $869,900 at the time. However, they failed to find a buyer, but the housing crisis and soaring real estate prices benefited them. Las Vegas Review-Journal reported that the couple upped the price to $1.5 million in late January 2023. Early Jersey Shore fans remember the ruckus that Ronnie caused only a month before the show aired. However, his fans often overlook the unfortunate incident because it happened about a decade and a half ago, and many justify his actions. Ronnie was arrested for fighting a stranger, Steven Izzo, outside a Seaside Heights nightclub in September 2009. He stated that he had a good reason. Steven allegedly disrespected his friends and threw racist remarks at his security guards of African American descent. Thankfully, the judge was somewhat lenient to Ronnie because he had a clean record. He went through a pretrial intervention program for a year and a half, and the charges were dropped because he didn't reoffend. However, Steven filed a civil suit against Ronnie and the production company, MTV. As luck would have it, Ronnie escaped another potential jail sentence, financial penalty, or community service when arrested after the New York Police Department issued an outstanding warrant for unpaid parking tickets in August 2010. Luckily, they released him after he satisfied the warrant's conditions, meaning that he paid what he owed, or struck a deal. Mike the Situation Sorrentino, best known for his appearance in Jersey Shore, Family Vacation, was investigated meticulously in 2014. He allegedly failed to file a tax return, but most people shrugged their shoulders, thinking that Mike made an honest mistake. However, he appeared in court 4 years later to face tax evasion charges and received an 8-month-long sentence. Mike turned himself in to the federal prison on 15 January 2019 alongside his wife, Lauren, and was released in September. Mike was absent from nearly the whole third season of the show while serving time, but returned as a leading cast member in the fourth. Moreover, Mike had to finish the probational period without committing any wrongdoing and complete an undisclosed number of community service hours. With that in mind, Mike was relieved to tell his Instagram followers on 10 September 2021 that he was finally a free man and that his probation officer had left his home for hopefully the last time. He also suggested that his time in prison taught him a lesson and reported being hopeful about the future, saying, "The comeback is always greater than the setback." Mike's brother, Mark, was also involved in tax dodging activities, but reportedly received a longer sentence because he played a more significant part. Jonathan, Johnny Manfre, better known as The Unit, was most recognizable as Mike Sorrentino's childhood friend, with whom he produced a workout DVD. Although the personal trainer wasn't a prominent cast member, he hung out frequently outside the house where the cast members lived in late July 2011 while filming the 5th season. Jonathan was in front of said house when police officers caught him in possession of a controlled substance, described as a white powdery substance. According to one New Jersey attorney, he had a Special K drug, a form of horse tranquilizer that humans could abuse in small doses for its effects. Jonathan ultimately pleaded guilty to a lesser charge after posting $1,500 bail, a disorderly person offense, to avoid going to prison. Instead, he paid $125 and was released, but disappeared from TV screens to focus on his work as a personal trainer, author, men's physique bodybuilding competitor, and solar panel distributor. His precarious situation only became public knowledge when the season aired in the summer of 2012. On 10 June 2012, Dina was arrested for disorderly conduct at an intersection. The Seaside Heights residents would have ignored her annex because she was only a little intoxicated while dancing vigorously if she hadn't started disrupting the traffic. According to the detective in charge, Dina ate meatballs at a Mexican restaurant with cast members while they were filming the 6th season. They exited the premises and ran onto the street. Like Snooki 2 years before, she faced a $500 fine, although because Dina disrupted the peace by interrupting traffic flow, she could have been sentenced to up to 30 days in jail. Luckily, the police officers were nice, as it was her first offense. She was released from the so-called drunk tank after she sobered up and received a stern warning. Dina admitted guilt at the court sentencing in July, received a $106 fine, and paid $33 in court costs for violating the motor vehicle code and not using a sidewalk. Angelina Pavarnik, branded as a bad girl and self-proclaimed Kim Kardashian of Staten Island, doesn't have a clean record. She got into a physical altercation with a woman in December 2010 at the Casbah nightclub at Trump Taj Mahal Casino Resort in Atlantic City. According to TMZ, Angelina was there to partake in a celebrity boxing match against Kerry Schwartz of VH1's Frank the Entertainer in a Basement Affair fame. However, she claimed that the unidentified female started provoking and harassing her before she could go through the ropes, leading to the incident. Angelina stated that she would cooperate with police, but felt that she was a victim of an organized scheme for money or publicity. The unnamed woman allegedly only wanted to photograph Angelina. Hence, she filed charges against her for simple assault. 2 months before, Angelina had punched the limousine driver in the head for allegedly insulting her mother while driving. Although it was all over the internet and TV, the incident between Nicole Snooki Paluzzi and physical education teacher Brad Farrow isn't well known. MTV filmed the angry public school educator punching Snooki in the face while they stood at the Beachcomber Bar and Grill in Seaside Heights. He was allegedly drunk and responded poorly to verbal provocations, so the local police arrested him at 2 a.m. on 19 August 2010. He was charged with simple assault and fired from North Queens Community High School, according to the Department of Education. They afterwards sent Brad to a teacher reassignment center. Although MTV released a preview clip to tease the then-new TV show, they ultimately scrapped the footage, deeming it extremely disturbing, though only after public backlash. Another ruckus that only fans of the first season remember was the arrest of Snooki on 30 July 2010. Her misconduct was filmed and aired in the show's 3rd season. Furthermore, her quotes, "Where's the beach?" and "I'm a fucking good person" were brought up for years, even by Snooki herself. Her actions didn't receive such harsh criticism and were funny because she hurt nobody and destroyed nothing. However, Snooki's ordeal might have had a more dangerous ending without her friends, the camera crew, and law enforcement being there. Her problems started the night before the fateful day. She drank alcohol with her castmates during an outing, then took many more sips during her workday. As if it wasn't irresponsible enough, she visited several bars after clocking out. Therefore, it was evident to her friends, Dina Cortez and Jenny J-Wow Farley, that Snooki's decision-making skills were all over the place. Although they tried to rein her in, Snooki slipped away and dashed to a nearby beach before she started thrashing around and falling all over the place. Her friends' worst fears came true, and law enforcement officers showed up. Although they tried to de-escalate the situation and escort her to a safe place, Snooki kept fighting and swearing, forcing their hand. They put her in handcuffs and she spent 2 hours at the Seaside Heights Police Department. A local court later dropped the charges, but she paid a $500 fine and did 2 days of community service. Unsurprisingly, she spent some of that time signing autographs at the community center. Unlike Ronnie, who kept getting into trouble with the law, Snooki saw her arrest as a wake-up call. Moreover, her children started reenacting her disorderly conduct at home because they found it amusing. One of the most memorable ways they honored July 30 was in 2020. Snooki posted a video of Giovanna, then 5, being arrested by her brother Lorenzo, 2 years her senior. A year later, she posted a picture of the accident with cops trying to corner her, writing, "Happy anniversary, #history, #criminal annoyance." Snooki said in February 2023 that she showed the drunken arrest to her children so that she could explain what happened. Although her 2-year-old Angelo was too young to understand, she hoped that they would avoid participating in reality TV shows, have good careers, and go to college. However, Snooki was clear about supporting them if they wanted to test it out. Snooki also regretted her arrest, but felt that it helped her become a good mother. Although the misbehavior ranged from getting drunk and disturbing public peace to severe physical retaliation against intimate and marital partners, and even attempting to avoid paying taxes to Uncle Sam, the courts taught them a lesson. They are all the better for it, too. Snooki is a devoted mother of 3 and is happily married. Ronnie recently moved from LA to Miami with his 4-year-old daughter to start a sneaker store and get a change of scenery. Brad's teaching aspirations ended, so he joined the armed forces in 2011. Others have improved their lives in other ways, and many returned for the 6th season, Jersey Shore Family Vacation, in 2023, meaning that their misdeeds didn't permanently ruin their reputation. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.